Welcome to another tutorial of ProfLearn YouTube channel. In this particular video, we are going to have a discussion on how you can be some of the questions as far as paper 3 is concerned. So as you are going to sit for your exam, what you need to know, you must have the ability, you must know how you can be able to convert numbers in standard form to ordinary numbers. So you can see here we are given 5.3, so meaning that this is 5.3 times 10 raised to power 4, which is the same as 10,000. So 10 will cancel this decimal place to move at that particular point. And finally, our answer is going to become 3,000. You need also to know how you can be able to write such numbers where you have a negative power in standard form. And this means 7.4 over 5 zeros, like that. And finally, this is going to translate to 0.000074 as our number in the ordinary form. So once you've understood on how you can be able to convert numbers in standard form to ordinary numbers, you'll also need to know how you can be able to calculate. So I want to remind you that you can see now the powers are not the same. I can be able to express this to power 6. So I can write this as 9.7 times 10 raised power 6 plus 24.5. Then I can now have the right of writing this power 6. So meaning that we can go ahead and say this is 9.7 plus 24.5 times 10 power 6, because 10 power 6 is common in this case. So if we work it out, what is 9 plus 24.5? This gives us 4.2 times 10 raised to power 6. Now I can be able to write it finally in standard form and take this backward. I'll increase this one, and then this is going to be 3.4 times as our final. So apart from the questions to do with standard form and ordinary numbers, you need also to understand how to work out question to do with iteration. So we are told that the ball is thrown upwards and reaches maximum height, and the ball bounces repeatedly. After nth bounces, it reaches a height hn. We are given hn plus 1 is 0.55 hn. After one bounce, the ball reaches height of 8 meters. After the first bounce, it reaches a height of 8 meters. And then it means that what height does the ball reach after the fourth bounce? So to get the second bounce is going to be h2 is going to be 0.55 times 8, which is going to give us 0.8, gives us 4.4. Now h3 will be 0.55 h2, and our h2 is that, so we are going to say 0.55 times h2, which is 4.4, which gives us 2.42. So we need h4. h4 is going to be 0.55 times h3, and that is going to be what? That's going to be 0.55 times 2 point is 2.42. Working it out, we're going to get our answer. 1.331 as the fourth bar. If you are getting value from Crofland, more tutorials, you'll be notified. And remember, I'll be also be doing A-level questions and A-level tutorials. So meaning that once you are done with your IGCSE, still we'll be together working out A-level questions in physics and math. So you have every reason to stick around in Proflan YouTube channel. Let's see. You need also to know how you can be able to work out area of triangles. And let's check the angles that are provided. Maybe in cosine rule, we're using sine rule. Calculate the area of a triangle ACD. ACD. But do we know the dimensions for that? Because at this given point, we have this measurement here, and we have this. So meaning that the area of triangle ABC is 54 centimeters squared. Triangle ABC is 54. So meaning we can be able to work out this value here, because we know that area of a triangle is given by a half base times height. Or you can also work out area of a triangle equals to a half AB sine theta. Now, in this case, when you are using half AB sine theta is when you are not having a right angle triangle. So, which means that at this given point, we are going to use a different we are having the area. So in this case, we are going to use this formula that is at this given point. So which means that we have x as the unknown side. We can be able to say this is going to be a half AB, which is 17 times x, a side which we don't know, times sine of 35, and that must give us 54. So you can see we have only one unknown x, which will enable us find this dimension here. And let's say our x basically is going to be 54 times 2, because of these 2 that we are having at this given point, times 2 here. So that which means that we are going to cancel. I think this has disappeared. Let me just move it back. We are going to cancel this guy and this guy here, and then we shall have divide 17 sine 35, which is going to be equivalent to what? Well, once we have gotten this dimension, actually I was trying to figure out what this x is. Let us now say here, this is 11.1. We need also to find what y is. Maybe which, okay, no. Let's find this one here. We're using cosine rule at this point. Remember, if we are saying, let me remove this one here, and I also remove this one here. So we can call this C, and this point we call it A, and this point we call it D. So using cosine rule, we can say C over sine C is equals to D over sine D. That is the relation we're going to use at this point. So what I'll do, I'll just copy this point and then I move it down here, have the chance to manipulate that formula in order to work it out. So C is what we are trying to work out here. Our D is 11 and the angle is 7, but the angle for C is 48. So we are going to say C over sine 48 is equals to D is 1.1 over sine 57, because the angle here is 57. So which means that we can be able to multiply this on the other side. We shall have C is equivalent to 11.1 sine 48, and if we divide this by sine 57, this will faithfully give us what? 11.1 sine 48 divided by sine 57, and if we work it out, we are going to get our answer as what? As our answer is 9.84, 9.84, our length there. Then now, because we are trying to work out the area of triangle ACD, we can be able to apply this formula again and say area is a half AB sine of theta, whereby AB are those sides which are forming that angle. 9.84 is this side, 9.84 is this side. All right. If I want to use this angle here, if I want to use this side and this side to find the area of the triangle, I must know what this angle is. So I can say this is going to be 57 plus 48. 105, I subtract it from 180, which is going to give us 75 here. So we are going to use this angle. Theta is 75. So we are going to say is going to be a half times 1.1, 11 times 9.84 sine 75. And if we can be able to work it out, 5 times 11.1 times 9.84, sine of 75, that translates to 52.8, 52.8 centimeters square. If you are getting value, consider subscribing so that anytime we're going to upload further tutorials, you'll be notified. Another area also you need to focus on is functions, and you need to know how to work out composite function, how to get inverse of functions. That's what I want to show you. Make sure as you are preparing for your exam, you know how to work out question to do functions. So for instance, here we are given f of x. So f of 3, negative 3, is going to, it means that we are going to substitute anywhere we have x in the function f, we are going to replace with negative 3. So this is going to be 12 over negative 3 plus 1. And if you work it out, you're going to get 12 over negative 2, which is going to be negative 6 as our answer in this case. But if you're working out fg of 1, first we need to find what g of 1 is. We get the answer to that. So this is going to be, anyway, we have x in the function g, we're going to substitute with 1. So this is going to be 5 minus 3 into 1. And then now you put it into your calculator. This is going to translate to minus 3, and that is going to be 2. So these two you have now, you shall say f of 2, because already now you have gotten what this g of 1 is. G of 1 is 2. Then you are going to substitute into the function f. And you anywhere you have x in the function f, you're going to substitute. So it will be 12 over 2 plus 1, and that's going to translate 4, because this is going to be 3, or 12 divided by 3, that's going to give us 4, and that becomes our answer for that. inverse of a function. Remember, the g function was given here as g of x equal to 5 minus 3x. So g of x is equals to 5 minus 3x. I believe that is the case. Yeah, 3x. Then the process of finding the inverse of a function, first you need to change this g of x to a y like that. So it becomes 5 minus 3x. And next we are going to reverse our interchange, switch x and y. Where you have y, you write x. Where you have x, you write y. Then make y the subject of the formula. We need to rearrange this. All right, so we need to rearrange this from the make y subject, so it will be 3y equals to 5 minus x divided by 3 divided by 3, so meaning y 5 over 3 minus x over 3. Okay, you can even leave it at this point, but the final answer you cannot leave it as y like that. You are going to say your final answer is e inverse of x equals to 5 over 3 minus x over 3. But what you need to remember, we were not finding just the inverse function, but we are finding g inverse of 4, meaning in this inverse function we're going to, where we have x, we are going to 4, and then we are going to have our answer becoming what? 5 over 3 minus 4 over 3, which is going to be, well, uh what I need to mention, what I need to tell you, and what I need to advise you as you are preparing for your coming exam. Make sure you know how to work out inverse functions. So I believe that is okay up to that point. If there is any topic you want me to, another most important concept also you ought to know as far as your exam is concerned is how to find how to work out question to do with arithmetic sequence and geometric sequence. But in this case, we are told x minus 4, x plus 2, 3x plus 1 are the consecutive terms of an arithmetic sequence. And we are supposed to find the value of x. But what you need to remember is that if you have a, b as the arithmetic sequence, c, the way you get the common difference is b minus a or c minus b. So which means that if we have sequence like 2, 6, right, 10, if we want to work out the common difference, it will be 6 minus 2, which is 4, or 10 minus 6, which is equals to 4. So is the number in front minus the number behind. So in that case, for this case here, we're going to say the common difference is going to be x plus 2 minus x minus 4, which is going to be equivalent to, if we had done 3x plus 1 subtract x plus 2. So if we open this bracket here, we are going to have x plus 2 minus x plus 4, which is going to be 3x plus 1 minus x minus 2. So this is going to, this x and this x is going to cancel out. We're going to have 6 here, right? Because this x here and this x will commit suicide. We're going to have 6 is equals to, this is going to be 2x. This will be minus 1. We take the 1 on the other side, it becomes 7, and that will be 2x. So meaning our x is equals to 3.5. Our x is going to be 3.5 as the final answer in this case. Now, also, if you're given geometric progression, you need to understand Example of geometric progression is like having 3, 9, 27. This is a geometric sequence because there's no term you can add to get the next one. But if you take 9 over 3, you are going to get the common ratio 3. 27 over 9, you are going to get the common ratio 3. So meaning is the number in front divided by the number behind, right? So which means in this question that we are given here, you will have said to work it out, you shall say y plus 2 over y minus 1 minus 4 rather is equals to, if you work it out, y plus 1 over y plus 2, that also will give you common difference, common ratio rather, common ratio. So if we cross multiply, we shall have y plus 2 multiply to y plus 2, which will mean that this will be y minus this will be given to what, 3y plus 1, which is multiplied to y minus 4. At that point of time, we can be able to expand this and it will end up being y squared plus 4y plus 4 is equals to 3y times 3y, it's going to be 3y squared. 3y times negative 4, this will be negative 12y. 1 times y will be plus y. 1 times negative 4 will be negative 4. And then if we take this on the other side, it will be 3y minus y squared. 3y squared minus y squared will be 2y squared. We take this on the other side, we're going to get minus 15y. We take this on the other side, we are going to have minus 8 is equals to 0. Solving the quadratic, we are going to use a quadratic formula in order to solve this. We can say this is going to be y is equals to positive 15 rather, yeah, positive 15 plus minus square root of negative 15 squared minus 4 times 2, our c is negative 8. So dividing everything by 2 times 2, I've just used the quadratic formula here, so we can say if you put this in your calculator, you're going to get your y to be equals to 8, or y is equal to negative 1 over 2. So those are the two possible values of y. So that is what we do as your answer. So you need to understand how to work out question sequence in that case. So as you are also going to sit for that exam, another concept that I know that will be on your face looking at you is how to simplify expressions. So you can see now here we have an expression to simplify, just to guide you how to answer similar questions in exams. This is the same as a minus 3, a minus 3 divided by 5 into a minus 3. So with that, you can see now we have all the right to cancel this. But you cannot cancel if there was addition sign or subtraction sign somewhere here between the brackets here, right? So if you are having something like addition sign here or subtraction, or 5 plus this, you cannot be able to cancel that one. So this one is going to become what? A minus 3 over 5 as the answer we are supposed to give in this case. A minus 3 over 5. Now, question to do with factorize. You will not miss a question like that. So if you are told to factorize, you see here, we can multiply and have the product. What's the product of this first term and the last term? The product here is equals to negative 12. But what is the sum? The sum is 11. Which two numbers, if you multiply them, you get negative 12. But if you add them, you get positive 11. The two numbers will be negative 1 and positive 12. Because positive 12 times negative 1, you are going to get negative 12. If you add, you are going to get positive 11. So we can be able to write this as 3k squared minus 1k plus 12k minus 4. So you see, in this case, we have tried to write 11k as 1k plus 12. So I can be able to group this together and this together, and then I can be able to factor out the common term. So the common term in my case here for the first bracket is actually k, and that will be k into 3k minus 1. And the common term here is 4, because 4 is a factor of 12. So I can be able to say this can be written as 4 into bracket 3k minus 1, because if I multiply in, I'm going to get still whatever that we were having here. And you can see now this is common. I can factor it out and say 3k minus 1, and in bracket I remain with k for this part plus 4. And that is the factorized form of that expression. You can say this is 3k minus 1 into k plus 4. So what I'm trying to say, as you are going to sit for that exam in 2-3 days, you must know how to express or factorize or simplify. And this one also is another question of simplification. What I'll do, I'll just say this 4 minus x squared over x plus x squared plus 3x. The division sign, I can change it to multiplication, and then I'll now take this up. This thing will come down here, so it will be x plus 3 over x plus 2. But I need to factorize this so that I can be able to see what else we can cancel out. Expressing this is a difference of two squares, so it will be 2 minus x, 2 plus x. You see, this can be expressed as a square, and this is already a square, so this is a difference of two squares. And here we can factor x out. We remain with x plus 3, then times x plus 3 over x plus 2. And you see, x plus 2 is the same as 2 plus x, so which means that at this point we can cancel these guys, and this guy can cancel out. We end up having 2 minus x over x as the final answer for that. So you need to know how to work out question like this. Practice more, and with practice you'll be able to ace your grade. Another area also you need to focus on is how to find the highest common factor and LCM. So like for instance here, we can say this 63, this is 105. So what is the common number? What's the number that can be able to subdivide this? This is 63 Which number can divide 63 and 105? Which number? Can you just write in the comment? Which number can divide 63 and 105? Yes. Which one? Yeah, I want just to check what you have written down there so that I can be able to see whether you are following exactly. Well, let's see. And I was just checking what you have written. So we are going to say 3 can divide this. It will go once, it will go twice here, and then 1. 3 can also go to this number 3 times, and then that is 35, right? Right? Which number can also divide this? Check. 7 can divide here, which is going to be 3, and here 7 goes to that 5 times. So you can see now there is no number which can divide these two numbers. So we are going to, when we are finding highest common factor, you stop at that point, and then we can say highest common factor is going to be 3 times 7, which translates to 21. But if you are finding the LCM, if you are finding the least common multiple, it means you are to proceed again from here. Let me just copy this so that I can be able to use it to show you. If the question was not about HCF and it was for LCM, what were you supposed to do? Because now if it was LCM, you were to continue. Which other number can go here? We can say 3 goes to this once, and but here it does not divide this. We take it 5 down. Again, we take 5 at that point, 1, and then we have finally our 1 here. So which means that LCM is going to be 3 times 7 times 3 times 5. So the LCM will have been 3 times 7 times 3 times 5, 315. This is the common multiple, least common multiple. 315 as the least common multiple. Okay, so this is another area also that is quite common as far as Gcse. This is another area which is quite common as far as GCSE paper 3 is concerned. We're told a company has 25,000 workers. The number of workers increases at the rate of 6% per year for 3 years. We're supposed to calculate the total number of workers. This is the formula of appreciation. We know appreciation is principal into 1 plus r, which is the rate of 100 raised to power n. This is the formula they are trying to check whether you understand how to use it. Our principal in that case is the 25,000 into bracket plus 1 over the rate is 6% of 100 raised to the number of years, which is 3 years. So you need to know how to work out this. This formula can be used where maybe a person has invested some money in a bank, and then which is compounded at that rate. So you can be able to work using this formula, or a commodity is appreciating. So you need to know how to use this formula before you sit for your exam. So if we work it out, the number of workers in that case we're going to get is 29,775. 29,775 workers, because whatever value we are getting here was a decimal. You cannot be able to round off, not round off worker. So basically, I just wanted you to know how you can this of a formula. Yes, yes, you can be able to use it to calculate interest after a period of time. Yes. All right, all right. So we can be able to move to the next question. All right, yeah, let's move to the next question. Also, you may be expected to work out question to do with probability. Yeah, you'll be asked a question to do with probability. Let's see for this one. How can you be able to work it out? We are told team has two biased coins, a coin A and coin B. Here is going to throw both coins. The probability that coin A will land on heads is 0.6. The probability that coin B will land on heads is 0.55. Then we are given some spaces that we are supposed to fill in. Because if it's 0.6, then total probability must be 1. It will mean that at this point here, it will be 0.4 here. And the probability that it lands on not heads here, it will be 0.45. Lands on heads here, it will be 0.55. And then this is going to be 0.45. So you need to know how to fill those kind of probabilities. Work out the probability that both coins land on heads. Both coins land on heads. This, it will be this one and this one. So it will be 0.6 times 0.55. So that will be 0.6 times 0.55. And let's see what it's going to give us. That's going to translate to 0.33. Yeah, 0.33.